question is like, what do you do if you are in a situation where you're depressed, and how do you move forward? How do you find that energy that you're talking about to move ahead and do something that you want to do?
I'm a photographer because I was hit by a car and was in a lot of chronic pain. And when you're in pain, in this case, it was physical, but it also was really emotional. You get caught in a loop where you continually kind of think back to what's going on inside. And it was a very dark, difficult time for me. And during that time, my dad gave me a camera. It felt like when I held the camera up, all of a sudden, all the noise from the pain and that kind of feedback loop, like kind of like you get with the microphone, or someone up front, and it's like just too loud and you can't do anything. It all went quiet, and it helped me to heal. And part of that was just literally and figuratively shifting my focus off of myself. And I would say since those early days for me, I still do that. I look for things and people and places to photograph that help me get focus off of self. So that might mean, for example, I'm thinking of one guy, he's a world champion surfer, famous in that sport, but he hasn't competed for over 3 decades. And so I photographed him in search of wisdom, just in how do you go through that process of being the pinnacle of what you do and then not falling apart after that. And not that I'm going to reach a pinnacle like that, but more like we all have those moments, like you have a big project and then it's over. What do you do, right? And I've talked to filmmakers about this, directors, actors, it's like, this is amazing, and then it isn't. How do you get through that? And the point of that for me is I use the camera as a passport, as a way to get out there, and then as a way to also collect that wisdom. So I think if you are feeling stuck and you're feeling like you don't quite have that energy, what I would say is look for ways to use the camera to explore and discover things that you maybe need to learn. So that might mean now, like you could do macro photography, right? If we're stuck at home, and just say, I need to look at things in a way that I've never seen them before. And I want to learn about the intricacies of a flower. I'm making this up, but I'm thinking of a friend of ours, Carolyn Jensen. She does amazing work with macro. But so really thinking about photography as an instrument of growth is maybe what I'm saying, versus photography as nailed it, got a good picture. And that has helped me through many dark times.
First and foremost, you're not alone. And I think that a lot of people, creatives especially, struggle quite a bit with depression. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to go to a doctor. It's okay to have these conversations. And, for some people, it's going to be medication. For some people, it's going to be, other types of therapy, taking photos, getting out into the world, spending time with friends, spending time with family. The key thing is just making sure that your self-talk is not so powerfully negative, right? Like we have to be very careful the things that we say to ourselves, the things that we think about ourselves. And it's not to say that you have to have this like crazy, I'm always Mr. Positive or Mrs. Positivity, but just not speaking negativity about yourself and what you do and the things that you create and the things that you think, not putting that out into the world. And I think because those things have a lot more impact than maybe the positive things that we say about ourselves. So biggest thing that I could tell you is if you really find yourself in some sort of depression, that you get help and just know that you're not alone.